And then, once I established a game plan for the mix, which is another thing that I work hard on before I move any fader or do anything on the actual
Oh,
session.
cool.
Yeah, I come up with a game plan to define, okay, these are the major moves that are gonna be done during the session. And then I go and implement them. But once I'm in the creative mode and in go time for mixing, there is no, oh, I need to make this track mono because it's two channels, but really it's a mono track, or any like technical things like that. It's all out of the way already. I'm actually mixing.
Yeah, I find I do this, and I know a bunch of other people who have been on the show also do this. Is they kind of like we'll do the sesh, the prep sesh like another day. Like so, you don't want to get
Yes,
bogged. You don't want to use that use your juices, your creative juices to like do that kind of stuff. Um,
correct.
so tell me a bit about this game plan because I've never heard anybody say that quite like that before. Do you like write this down? Like you have like a notepad? Like what does that entail?
Yes. So imagine like in this song that we're about to mix, there's a guitar and there's a piano, right? I want to know by studying the rough mix and the session, the session that was sent to me, where the priority is being set by the producer. Okay, is the guitar the driving force here and the piano is just filling up, or is it the other way around? So that is something that I'm getting informed by listening to the rough mix and everything. But I also need to take that in consideration. So unless the artist is asking for a specific direction that's contradictory to whatever I'm hearing, which happens, I need to make sure that I'm establishing these ranks. These, okay, guitar number one, piano number two, if that's what we're talking about. Or is this a single voice kind of performance, or is this a double, a crowd kind of thing, right? So all of these things I need to make sure that I plan out and figure out what we're doing. Do we have mono drums or stereo drums? And if I have stereo drums, then that informs my decision about where to put, say, a stereo guitar part. That's a pair of tracks. So all of these things are informing the next one. It's like an
Right.
entire it's an orchestration of everything else that's going to be put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. So you just kind of are listening to the rough mix, you're taking all these mental notes, writing some of it down. Maybe you take some advice from the producer or the artist, and then you kind of have like like a very clear idea of what to do with all these like little elements. Go time.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I do that before so that I digest that information. And I often always get on the phone with whoever has the creative control on the record before I do anything, so that I know, okay, is this what you want? It's very similar to how, a contractor would talk to you before installing the tiles, right? Because if you want freaking green tiles, you want to make sure that that information is being passed on to him so that he can provide exactly what you want. And that dramatically changes. It really depends. Sometimes I may get somebody that says, this is my vision and I want to have that vision kept. I do not want effects. I don't want reverbs. I don't want any of that. And so with that, I'm thinking, well, why would you not have effects? Because that is something that would prevent more prettiness to be added to the record. So then I asked, I'm like, what's your beef with with reverb? What did this freaking reverb did to you? Like, I'm trying to understand. Okay, so then the reason is because it just washes away my performance. Okay, so now I know. So what I'm reading now is it's not that you do not want the reverb, you just want to make sure that your performance is still nice and direct and that the effect does not interfere with that. So all of these things, heavy on the communication side of things. We want to make sure that we're all on the same page, and that game plan I was talking about, that's all these things are informing the game plan. Ideally, my intent is to give them what they want with my taste, with my approach, with my touch and my signature sound and everything, but it's still their baby, so I want to make sure that I'm giving them what they
Yeah.
want.